Listen to me right now. Somewhere in your pocket, your car cup holder, your couch, or your change jar, there could be a Lincoln pennies hiding a silent fortune. I'm not exaggerating. These are hidden treasures people are accidentally spending every single day. And once they are gone, that life-changing opportunity is gone forever. I'm talking serious money, quiet wealth, the kind that shocks families when they finally realize what they had. In this video, I'm revealing the 5 most valuable Lincoln pennies ever found in circulation. And every single coin gets rarer, scarier, and more dangerous toinier as we go. Do not spend these coins. Do not brush them off. Stay with them till the end because the final quarter is something collectors are hunting aggressively right now and people are still losing it at gas stations. This is not fiction. This is hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. Hidden Riches Coin Channel. Subscribe me and watch now. Coin number 1, a normal looking Lincoln penny hiding big money. Coin number 1. Take a deep breath and focus, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you look at pennies forever. This is not just another old coin. This is the 1964 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark, a coin that still circulates quietly, hiding a powerful story and surprising value right in plain sight. At first glance, this penny looks ordinary. Millions of Americans have held it, spent it, dropped it into jars, or ignored it completely. But what most people don't realize is that 1964 was one of the most important transition years in American coin history. When you hold this penny, you are not just holding copper. You are holding the final echo of an era that was about to disappear forever. The 1964 Lincoln penny was minted during a time when America was standing at a crossroads. The country was booming, industries were expanding, and the U.S. Mint was racing against time. Silver was being removed from circulating coins. Metal prices were rising. Change was unavoidable. And in the middle of all this pressure, the Denver Mint struck the 1964 D Lincoln penny in massive numbers, yet only a tiny fraction survived in premium condition. This penny represents the end of something powerful. It was produced when real metal still mattered, when copper wasn't cheap, and when everyday coins carried real weight. The composition itself tells a story. 95% copper, solid, rich, and warm in tone. These older pennies feel different in your hand. Heavier. More serious. More real. Turn the coin over and look at Lincoln's portrait. Strong. Calm. Timeless. A symbol of unity during one of the most transformative periods in U.S. history. This design had already been in circulation for decades, but in 1964, it carried special meaning. America was changing fast, and this penny was part of that moment frozen in metal. Now let's talk about what truly separates an average 1964 penny from a valuable one. The mint mark. Look closely beneath the date. If you see a bold, clear D mint mark, you're looking at a Denver Mint issue. And while millions were made, finding one with sharp details, clean surfaces, strong lettering, and minimal wear is extremely difficult today. Most of these pennies were heavily circulated. They were used daily. Tossed into cash registers. Rolled, scratched, worn down, and forgotten. That's why collectors don't chase just any 1964 D penny. They chase condition. Fine condition. Extremely fine. Uncirculated. Coins where Lincoln's hair still shows detail. Coins where the wheat lines or memorial details remain sharp. Coins where the copper still glows, and here's where things get exciting. In high-grade condition, the 1964 D Lincoln penny becomes a serious collector target. Demand has surged. Collectors who missed earlier opportunities are now paying aggressively. Auction houses are seeing increased bidding activity. And prices are climbing steadily as fewer clean examples remain available. This is not hype. This is how rarity is born. Not from low mintage alone, but from survival. Millions were made. Very few survived well. And that imbalance is exactly what drives value in the rare coin world. Today, a 1964 D Lincoln penny in exceptional condition can command surprisingly high prices, especially when professionally graded. Top-tier examples have sold for thousands of dollars, and the best-known specimens continue to push boundaries as collector demand grows stronger every year. This penny teaches an important lesson. Wealth doesn't always scream. Sometimes it sits quietly in a drawer. Sometimes it hides in a jar. Sometimes it looks exactly like something you've ignored your entire life. So if you ever come across a 1964 Lincoln penny, don't rush past it. Examine it carefully. Check the D mint mark. Look at the surfaces. Study the color. Because one small difference could mean the gap between 1 cent and a serious payday. Coins like this are not just collectibles. They are reminders. Reminders that history, value, and opportunity often hide in the most ordinary places. And that is what makes coin collecting powerful. Stay with me, because coin number 2 is coming next, and trust me, the next Lincoln penny is even more shocking than this one. Keep watching, stay curious, and always check your change. Coin number 3, a normal-looking Lincoln penny hiding big money. Now bring your focus to coin number 3, and don't blink. Because this is one of those coins that people see every day, spend without thinking, and never imagine could be worth serious money. I'm talking about the 1981 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. A coin that looks ordinary, feels light in the hand, but carries a hidden story and surprising value that most Americans overlook. At first glance, the 1981 D Lincoln penny doesn't scream rare. Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile stares back at you, calm and steady, just like millions of other pennies. But this is exactly why it's dangerous. The biggest treasures in the coin world often hide behind the most normal faces. When you hold this penny, you're not just holding copper. You're holding a moment from early 1980s America. A time when the nation was dealing with inflation, rising fuel prices, economic uncertainty, and major changes in how money itself was made. This was an era when the U.S. Mint was transitioning, experimenting, and quietly producing coins that would later surprise collectors. The 1981 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and here's where the story gets interesting. By 1981, the mint was already shifting toward cheaper metal compositions, but many 1981 pennies were still struck in high-quality copper alloy, giving them that rich tone and solid weight collectors love. The difference between an average circulated coin and a high-grade example from this year is massive. Most of these pennies were heavily circulated. They were used in grocery stores, gas stations, and payphones. They lived rough lives. Scratched, worn, tossed into jars, forgotten in drawers. That's why finding a 1981 D Lincoln penny in strong condition today is far more difficult than people realize. Look closely at the details. Lincoln's hair. The sharpness of the date. The clarity of the D mint mark. On rare high-grade examples, the lettering is crisp, the fields are clean, and the surfaces still glow. These are not common. These are survivors. Collectors don't chase just any 1981 penny. They hunt for premium condition pieces, especially those graded mint state. Because once condition enters the picture, value changes dramatically. Pennies that once bought candy are now commanding serious attention at auctions. What makes the 1981 penny special is not massive mintage numbers, but low survival rates in top condition. Millions were made, yes, but almost none were saved carefully. That's the trap most people fall into. Rarity isn't just about how many were minted. It's about how many still exist in collectible shape and demand. Demand is rising fast. Lincoln Cent collectors, registry set builders, and long-term investors are all competing for the same limited supply of clean, sharp 1981 pennies. When one appears certified in high grade, collectors don't hesitate. They act, now let's talk numbers, because this is what everyone waits for. An average circulated 1981 penny may still be worth just face value. But a high-grade mint state 1981 Lincoln penny has sold for thousands of dollars, and exceptional examples continue to climb as availability tightens. The better the condition, the higher the price, and the gap between common and rare keeps growing. This is why this coin matters. This is why you should never ignore your pennies. The 1981 Lincoln penny proves one powerful truth: normal-looking coins can hide extraordinary value. If you have old coin jars, inherited collections, or rolls of pennies sitting untouched, this is your sign. Check the date. Look for the D mint mark. Study the condition carefully. Because the next valuable coin might already be in your hands, coins like this don't announce themselves. They wait. Quietly. Patiently. Until someone knowledgeable recognizes their worth, and that's what separates spenders from collectors, and collectors from winners. Stay with me, because coin number 4 is coming next, and trust me, it pushes the story even further. This is Hidden Riches coin, bringing you real stories, real values, and real hidden treasures from the world of rare coins. Stay curious, stay ready, and never underestimate a penny. Coin number 2, the 1977 Lincoln penny with D mint mark, a normal-looking penny hiding serious money. Now turn your attention to coin number 2, and don't blink. Because this is one of those coins that almost everyone ignores. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. And that's exactly why it has slipped through millions of hands unnoticed for decades. That I'm talking about the 1977 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. At first glance, this coin doesn't scream rare. It doesn't shine like gold. It doesn't look ancient. But history has a funny way of hiding its greatest treasures in plain sight. When you hold a 1977 D Lincoln penny, you're holding a piece of late 20th century America. This coin was born during a powerful moment in U.S. history. The country was rebuilding confidence after economic struggles. Inflation was high. Families were tightening budgets. Every cent mattered. Pennies weren't pocket clutter back then. They were used. They were counted. They were stretched. And millions of Americans carried these coins every single day, never imagining that one day, certain examples would become highly desirable collector pieces. This penny was struck at the Denver Mint, proudly marked with a small but critical letter D beneath the date. That tiny letter changes everything. The composition tells its own story. Made mostly of copper, this coin carries the warm reddish tone that modern pennies no longer have. It represents the end of an era, just a few years before the U.S. Mint permanently changed penny composition. That alone gives the 1977 penny historical weight, but history is only the beginning. What makes the 1977 D Lincoln penny truly special is condition and variety. Most of these coins were heavily circulated. They were dropped, scratched, spent, and forgotten. Finding one today is easy. Finding one in high grade is not. Collectors search relentlessly for examples with sharp details. Strong lettering. Clean fields. Full Lincoln features. Clear mint marks. And absolutely minimal wear. These coins are rare survivors, and then there are the errors. Some 1977 D pennies were struck with double dies, off-center strikes, weak strikes, or unusual planchet issues. These mint errors turn an everyday penny into something extraordinary. Something collectors fight over. Auction records show that high-grade 1977 D Lincoln pennies, especially those graded MS-66, MS-67, or with confirmed error varieties, have sold for thousands of dollars. In elite condition, prices can climb dramatically depending on rarity and demand. This is why collectors don't casually pass these coins anymore. The demand is rising. The supply is shrinking. And the collectors know time is not on their side. What was once loose change is now becoming a serious asset. Think about that for a moment. A penny that people still toss into jars could be worth more than a paycheck, more than a month of bills, more than anyone ever imagined, and here's the truth most people miss. Coins like the 1977 D Lincoln penny don't announce their value loudly. They wait. They sit quietly. Until the right collector, the right grading, and the right moment bring them into the spotlight. So if you ever come across a 1977 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark, don't dismiss it. Don't assume it's common. Examine it closely. Look at the condition. Study the details. Check for errors. Because one small difference could separate a 1-cent coin from a life-changing discovery. This is not just a penny, this is American history, this is hidden value, this is opportunity, and that's why the 1977 D Lincoln penny has earned its place on this list. Stay with me, because coin number 3 is coming next, and trust me, it's even more unbelievable than this one. Stay curious, stay ready, and keep checking your change. The next fortune could already be in your pocket.